Here we go. Welcome back. We got back today. See what I did there? We got, I think we'll start off with some Jay Cutler reverse grip lat pull downs this time on the plate loaded machine. Moving on to, let's do some cable row. Heavy, I'm thinking, what does heavy mean? That is a good question. But we'll do some heavy cable rows into lat pull down. We'll finish off with some bent over rows. I kind of liked how those felt last time. So, yeah, that should be back day. I mean, we'll throw in biceps as usual at the end. I'm hearing rumors that preacher curl is getting vaulted, but you know, I would be skeptical of hearing that type of stuff on social media, especially with how people like to misconstrue the results of studies and stuff. Oh, the camera's a bit shaky here. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay. All right, guys, I have no idea where the video cut out. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties recently. Anyways, I was just discussing like the preacher curl being vaulted. Is it really vaulted? And here's why I asked this question. Everyone makes these claims based off of like these one-off studies where, like, for example, for this one, in this case, they talked about preacher curl versus Bayesian curl. So we're talking the cable one where like you have the cable set out to the side low and then like you're kind of standing still forward and then like you have them coming up, or you could do it seated, I suppose. I don't know how they set it up in the study. Regardless, they compared the two, and what they found, like looking at the graphs, like if you plotted the data points of like growth versus like, you know, whatever rep or like movement they did, they found that sure, it looked like there was slightly increased growth in the group that did the Bayesian curl. However, this is the results off one study. Additionally, if we take into account statistical significance, if you understand statistics at all and like how like p-values and kind of like margins of error and like how things are supposed to like be different, whatever, you can look it up if you want to learn more. But what they found was, although it looked like there was a correlation with Bayesian curls being like a little bit better for growth than preacher curls, there was no statistically significant difference. So their conclusion ended up being that there really wasn't a difference between, or they couldn't disprove their hypothesis, or not disprove, like the data did not align with the hypothesis or the null hypothesis. Well, whatever. I mean, you get the idea. So based off one result in one study, there really wasn't a statistically significant difference. So you can't conclude based off of one study that like the movement is useless. That's the idea. So I don't know. Went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I think we'll try not to do preacher curls today just to change things up. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll stick with one bicep movement. Might honestly throw in some forearms today. I think I'm kind of feeling it. You know what? Screw this setup I just tried. Did not work at all. But yeah. Anyways, we'll just figure it out. Regardless, it's gonna be a good back day. I'm really irritated about all these technical difficulties as of late. I mean, I don't know why the video keeps cutting out just like randomly. I think the buttons on like this camera stand thing are like getting pressed by like the movements of the car. I mean, you can probably tell that my setup is quite unstable, especially while I'm driving. But anyways, forget it. Yesterday, I recall discussing near the end something about luck. And I thought that was it could be pretty relevant, especially when it comes to the gym, specifically with athletes. If any of you have watched the show Blue Lock, there's like the head guy of this like soccer training academy is like, he discusses luck and how luck isn't just pure chance, but rather it's a skill. And I agree with that, to be honest with you. Let me give you an example. So if your average guy will take a look at somebody like, let's take Chris Bumstead, C-Bum, or David Lade, or whoever, and they'll look at their physique and be like, wow, he's so lucky. That dude is so lucky. He was given that physique. Or, better example even, take Cristiano Ronaldo, or LeBron James, or Tom Brady. Oh my goodness, these guys are so lucky. They're so good. Or during games, oh my gosh, they get lucky all the time. How are they getting so lucky? Well, sure, I mean, there's a possibility it could just be pure chance. But what are the odds that these same dudes are getting lucky over and over and over and over again? And it's really just these guys. I mean, sure, it'll happen on an off occasion to some other players, but mainly it's these dudes. Why is that? Well, you could ask yourself, let's see what they're doing here. And if you look between them to find out their similarities, you'd find that in a lot of the cases, these guys are getting lucky because they're giving themselves a lot of opportunities to get lucky. How do you do that? Well, through hundreds and thousands of hours of practice and repetition and studying, these dudes have kind of gained an intuition of like where to position themselves on the field and kind of where to be that would give them the highest chance of getting lucky. So really, it's a skill. It's not something that is just like random. I mean, think about it. How does it always seem like these dudes are just in the right position at the right time, or like, oh my goodness, the ball rebounded off the backboard like this way, and oh my God, LeBron was there, put back for the win, whatever. You know what I mean? And you know, you would think that it's complete chance, but it really isn't. I mean, think about it. With all that work and repetition and dedication, they've given themselves the chance. They've gained the skills to kind of like know what to do and where to be, even if they don't consciously think it. They've given themselves the opportunity to even become lucky in the first place. Now, let's connect this back to the gym. You have all these dudes, and you see this all the time, going around like, man, you're so lucky. I mean, you look so good, or dude, your genetics are crazy. I mean, you're so lucky. Well, let's look at it again. Is it really all luck? Or was some of it just a manifestation of hard work? I would like to think that you're a little bit more in control of your life, and specifically, let's just say the gym, than you would like to think. Again, I don't like thinking of the idea of not being in control of things in your life. I just think it's a sad way to look at things. Even if it's idealistic, I think it's nice. I think it's better, it's more positive to look at things as if they're all in your control. Mostly, to an extent. But again, you could look at it as like, man, I'm just unlucky and I'll never reach this physique. Or you could go in the gym and work day after day after day. I mean, you never know what your genetics really have in store for you. Before you start lifting, or let's say you've never trained, you don't really know what you're going to look like after you've packed on muscle. I mean, you can sit there and say, well, I am an ectomorph, so I'm never going to put on any muscle mass. Or you could go in the gym and you could try. You could give it an actual effort. Give yourself the opportunity to grow, get stronger, try to pack on muscle, and see what happens from there. There's no reason to give up before you started. And by going to the gym over and over again, you might give yourself the opportunity to get lucky. I mean, how do you expect... You think any of these guys started off with like massive shoulders or a huge chest or like crazy quads or any of that? No, they started off as a regular person. They didn't begin with just like these crazy physiques. And you could argue, well, they're lucky their genetics allowed them to do that. Sure, but they wouldn't have gotten lucky if they never trained to begin with. So if you're sitting there thinking like, man, like I just have like the worst physique out there and my genetics are terrible, I have horrible muscle insertions and I'll never be able to like reach this level. How about we try to cut that thinking out and think, okay, let's see what I can do. Give it a try. And maybe, just maybe, you will get lucky, quote unquote, after you've trained, and you'll find out, maybe my genetics were better than I thought. Or, maybe I had more in me than I thought. Or maybe, let's say you're like a powerlifting guy, or like you want to lose weight. Maybe I could do this better than I thought I could. I mean, rather than like calling yourself unlucky and blaming it on bad genetics, you could very easily try to do something, and suddenly it's just crazy how it lines up. Luck can suddenly turn in your favor once you started trying. I mean, I feel like you see it all the time, especially with athletes, but a lot of time with businessmen and entrepreneurs. It's those people that take smart risks and make actual moves and actually try to do something that very often are the lucky ones. This dude just tried to brake check me in front of me. I don't really know what's going on here. Anyways, I think you get the idea. A little bit of a rant today, but luck is just one of those subjects that I feel like is a very easy scapegoat to pin a lot of your life problems on and all that. But again, very, very stoic in terms of philosophical thought. But if you think of luck as more of something that you can control, I mean, sure, there's of course circumstances where like random things can happen to you just completely out of the blue. But when you think of a lot of it as like you putting yourself in a situation where you can get lucky, then it becomes more of a skill. And I think that's a good way, again, to lead your life, to have your mindset built around the gym, and really to guide your actions in any realm, whether it's academically, for business, for your career, or just for your life in general. I mean, you can see it with, this is kind of an unrelated example, I guess, but even with like relationships, I mean, you'll see all these dudes like begging for, like, man, I wish I had a girlfriend. Like, how are these guys so lucky, getting all these girls and then talking to all these people? Well, it didn't happen by pure chance. Not at all. I mean, you don't simply get lucky and do nothing. I mean, you can't do nothing and expect to receive everything. Just like, man, it's just going to happen to me one day. If you've never given yourself the opportunity for anything to happen, you don't talk to people, you don't get out there, what do you expect to happen, And again, these dudes, I mean, LeBron, Tom Brady, they weren't always this good. I mean, at the beginning, you're not going to get so lucky if you're bad at the things you're doing. You're not going to get so lucky in the gym when you first started. You're going to be new. You're going to be very fresh. You won't have any intuition of what's going on. You're going to have no idea how to conduct yourself. But over time, as you gain like those intangible skills in whatever it is you're pursuing, slowly and slowly, you're going to get a little bit better, a little bit sharper, and then you're going to get stronger, faster, whatever, more charismatic, more, have a better business acuity or talent. And eventually, things will start going your way. Whether it seems like luck or, as I like to see it, whether it's in your control. I mean, who knows? But it's interesting to see how it's always the people that have worked extremely hard and have put in multiple thousands of hours of reps that end up getting lucky and receiving all these things. So, conclusion, before we head off in there and get this lift in, I would posit that luck is more of a skill, and it's something that you can actually improve. It's not something you're born with and stuck with. But that's pretty much it for today's Yapathon. Let's get in there. Let's get some back. Might not do cardio today. Planning on doing a little bit of some basketball this evening. Whatever. That's enough of a yap session. Peace out. Let's go. Okay. Idea here again. Slow. Let the stretch go. We'll get 2 really heavy hard sets. There's no reason to go 3 sets usually. I only do that on the exercises where I feel like I haven't been getting enough volume generally, but we'll keep it at 2. We'll go really hard, focus on the stretch on the way down. Don't want to go too hard on the weight, might drop in the second set, but status as usual. Let's just get going. Okay. Yeah, one more here. Okay. One more here. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, that was good. Let's get the cable runs. Now, again, I said we were doing heavy cable rows, but what does heavy even mean? It's quite subjective, but to me, I'm thinking like a 6 to 8 rep range is pretty freaking heavy. I mean, of course, it changes based off of individual strength, but you get the idea. We'll crank out like 3 here. I think the rows need a little bit of extra attention. Really get that thickness going. I've been doing a lot of pull downs lately, volume for the last year, but I feel like rows kind of took the back burner for a little bit, so my lats could catch up. But I don't know, it's been a while, so we'll keep throwing in three and three on the rows. But anyways, take a little bit of rest and get going. Okay, time to get rolling. Here we go. Let's brace with a big breath. Get set. Okay. Whew. All right. Whew, that's good here. Maybe drop down the tick for the next couple of sets. It's pretty heavy. All right, set 2. Let's do this. Yeah. Really feeling that nice squeeze there. Again, I'm trying not to use too much momentum, but as you start fatiguing out a bit, I think a little bit's okay. One more here. Okay, last one. Try not to let the form deteriorate here. Well, as much as we can. Anyways. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we'll save a little bit of gas for the next couple of sets. That was a good one. Let's move on to, you know what? I think we're going to do some pull-ups potentially assisted. I can do like 20 at most fresh, but I think this is, I discussed the other day how big those like Olympic athletes are doing all those ring and rope stuff. So I think we'll give it a little bit of an experiment. I'll try the assisted pull-up. Do like 2 to 3 sets depending on how it feels. Yeah, I think I like the sound of that. Let's get rolling. Now, again, consider those Olympic like gymnast dudes. They have like those really crazy V tapers and the flares, and we discussed like, you never know. Could just be that they're genetically predisposed, like the people with those type of genetics, to already like be good at that sport, or who knows? Could be something to it. So I'm gonna widen these out just so I don't get stuck on them as we go up. But I'm thinking we'll try unassisted first, and then we'll just see what happens. If I fatigue out, we can of course always add the assist. It's better than doing trashy reps, but enough said. Let's just hop right into it. Go with a wide grip. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna go with the assist. First few reps felt good, but man, that was a little tough. Go with the minimum. Okay, let's try that again. Focus on the squeeze. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you advanced dudes out there, I mean, always you can add a plate around yourself, hang it off with a rope, chain. Would, again, highly recommend this movement. Really like the feeling. Let's do like 2 more in here. Now, also, it is possible if you want to use straps to like try to do it on these, but I'm avoiding it just because they're kind of rubbery. I find it a bit tough to wrap around the top there. So if you can do it, do it. I'm feeling that forearm pump really stopping me right now from really getting myself up. So you can either do them like as your first movement fresh, or if you can get the straps around, go for it. But it's a little crazy for me. It's a little tough, especially because they'll get kind of stuck on this rubber. Let me know if there's anything you can do to get around that. But oh well. All right, let's do this. And again, even that minimal assist can really make a big difference. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah. One more. Okay, lesson definitely learned. We're going to start with these next time, but let's finish strong on this last set now. Okay. Strong grip. All right. Okay. Okay, that's enough. Whoa. Wow. That's one of the biggest pumps I've had in the back for a while. It's exhausting as well. Okay. We'll do some bent over rows. Maybe like 2 sets since we did 3 on the first movement. Move on to a bit of biceps. Let's get going. Okay, another plan change. We're going to do the seated one. I'm a little out of breath today, so I don't know if compressing my chest anymore on the bent over one's a good idea. So we'll do the seated one, switch it up. You still get a good stretch on this one. I also still like this, and it's a little bit less tension on the chest. Now, I do think the bent over one is slightly better because of the gravitational advantage. I mean, you know, you're pulling a plate up and down, so it's kind of a little bit more advantageous since it's still pushing down on you the whole rep, if you know what I mean, like that pull from gravity. Compared to this one where it's a little bit more dead on, I feel like it gets easier near the top. This is totally anecdotal, so whatever. Anyways, 2 tough sets here, and we'll finish off with some freaking biceps. Let's do this. Focus on a big stretch, a little momentum. Let's do this. Ugh. Okay. And if you struggle with grip, oh my goodness, you could try a thumbless grip. Engages the forearms a little less, but if you can do it over grip, it's fine. One more, and we're done. Okay, one more here. I don't think I mentioned this, but we're running about 2 plates on here, keeping it a little light, just because the forearms are a little fatigued. This is where straps would come in handy. I still can't find my lost strap. Might have to buy new ones. That's besides the point. Let's just finish here. We'll focus again on keeping that full control range of motion, get a good squeeze, and I'm liking the focus on the kind of like that downward stretch. I can really feel my lats kind of spreading apart, but let's finish. Okay. Okay. All right, we've achieved failure. Onto biceps. Okay, bicep verdict is in. We're gonna do the easy bar curls. I love these movements. Haven't done them in a few months, but now that we're back on the bulk, I think it's time to throw them back in. Relatively lightweight, going with 65. My idea, when I try to control the weight down, I try to go for 8 really solid reps, and then we'll throw in hammer curls in a big superset, just because we don't want to overdo biceps and still do forearms. But anyways. Okay. Okay, yeah, 2 more here. Remember, avoid momentum. The more momentum you use, the less you're actually using your biceps and forearms. A little woozy here. All right, couple minutes rest, 2 more sets. Alrighty, let's go. Now, I like to grip this however it's really comfortable. Whatever really works. If you don't like the easy bar, always go with straight bar. But anyways, chest up, head up. Let's go. Okay. Oh, momentum's coming in. Okay. Okay. Only 1 more to go. We'll get out of here. Okay. I might use a little bit of cheating here, but let's finish out. Oh my goodness. Look at those veins. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, we can do this. All right, last one. That was terrible. Okay, let's get off to the car and re-rack. Boom. Alrighty, here we go. Just finished up back, feeling good. Again, no cardio today because we're going to be running some basketball. But anyways, we were talking about luck, and while I was working out, it kind of got me thinking about the opposite, bad luck. Now, again, I don't believe that luck is just pure chance. I think it's a skill. And I think it's the same thing with bad luck. I think bad luck is, for the most part, a result of your own actions. And here's what I mean. Look at the guy that is either like super skinny or like maybe has on a little bit too much weight, and he talks about, man, like I have horrible genetics. I'm so unlucky. I'm always hungry. I'm always tired. I'm always sluggish. Or maybe the opposite situation. I'm never hungry. I can never eat and all that. But again, was that really bad luck, or is it because of their own actions? Let's take a look at this. Think about it like this. You have these dudes that are eating too much, but when you look at the food options that they're eating, it's stuff that just doesn't fill their stomachs. I mean, is it really luck or bad genetics or just pure chance that it, like, you've gained too much weight if you're eating foods that aren't conducive at all with health in general? I mean, that's not luck or anything of that matter. That's something purely, completely in your control. Or the dude that's not eating enough. Oh man, I can't eat enough, but he wakes up at 12, like I'm talking noon, and has his first meal at like 2 p.m. and then is barely able to like scratch in a dinner at like 8 p.m. There's no way that guy's gonna like have even time to be hungry. So it's not even a matter of luck in a lot of situations. A lot of these like bad luck and misfortune everyone likes to mention is really just a lack of even giving yourself the opportunity to even be able to do what you want. I mean, by making better food choices, whether it's something denser or lighter, depending on if you want to gain or lose weight, or whether it's like sleeping on time so you can actually have time to consume your food. A lot of it's within your control. I mean, if you haven't even given yourself the chance, then how do you expect it to happen? So it isn't really bad luck. Now, again, these dudes who are always getting lucky, the professional athletes, I mean, if you look at their diet, why do you think a lot of things go right for them, especially physically? I mean, these dudes have optimized their training, their diet, the kinds of foods they're eating. They're making sure they're hydrated all the time. So, of course, they're able to perform at the drop of a hat when the time is needed. So, if you're comparing a dude that's eating like burgers and chips and candy and really whatever the heck they want to the guy and sleeping late, to the guy that's always having enough sleep, always eating right, always training, never skipping a lift, do you think it's by chance or luck or genetics that the dude that is trying like everything, doing everything possible to increase his odds of like gaining weight or whatever, putting on size, is it luck that that dude is performing better than the guy who's just letting himself go and do whatever he wants? I don't think so. So again, even misfortune, avoiding it is a skill, because a lot of the time your habits can break that. But you get the idea at this point. That's enough of the serious talk about luck. The plan for tomorrow, I'm thinking leg day. It's definitely leg day. We deadlifted and did some like accessories, I think, a couple of times ago with my friend, but I think it's time for a real man's, oh, is it quads or hamstrings? I believe we're on quad day. Oh well. Anyways, we'll go hard. I'm gonna get some rest tonight. Maybe I'll take it easy on the cardio just so tomorrow we can have a solid lift. But I think that's enough for now. One last word, again, the reminder, luck is a skill. Don't just blame it on pure chance. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, all 4 of my followers. That's enough for today. That's enough yapping. See ya.